Hello everyone, and today I'm going to show you how I made the marble bases for my Sisters of Battle. First thing that you'll need is some cork bases. In this case, what I have done is glued a little bit of plastic on top of the bases with a little bit of gap in between them to make them look like tile. You'll also need a dark green, a slightly lighter shade of green, and then a light gray and white paint, or in this case I'm using white ink. So I'm using Vallejo's Game Color Scurvy Green, Vallejo Game Color Foul Green, Citadel's Celestia Gray, and Dowler & Rowney's FW White Ink. The last thing you'll need is a baby wipe, and what you'll want to do is let them dry out completely and then pull them apart slowly and try to get a lot of these small openings. The more openings the better. What you want to go for is a lot of very small openings. Alright, so the first thing that we'll do is we're going to go ahead and prime our bases black, making sure, especially with the cork, to get the edges to make sure you don't have any of the cork color showing through. Once we have all of our bases primed black, we're going to go ahead and use our Scurvy Green, and we're going to lay down the first couple layers. Now, you don't want it to be completely uniform. We're going to spray some patches. In this case, we're going to stay a little bit longer in different parts just to give it a little bit of variation of green. All right, and the next thing that we'll do is we'll use Foul Green. And doing a similar thing to what we did in the last step, we're going to spray it in patches. Not nearly as much of the base will be covered with this paint. And what I try to do is break up between the lighter and darker areas to give it a little bit more variation. And once we've use the foul green on the bases, what we'll go ahead and do is add just a couple drops of white ink just to lighten it up just a little bit more, giving us just that last little bit of variation in just the greens. Once we've allowed for all of the first coats of paint to dry, go ahead and this is where our baby wipe will come into play. You'll go ahead and secure it. I happen to use magnets here just because I was doing a lot of bases at a time. I've also used different paint holders and either using rubber bands or tape, just securing it. Main thing is you want to make sure it doesn't move or moves as little as possible. So then once we have that secure, we're going to go ahead and use our light gray. In this case, I'm using Citadel's Celestia Gray. What we'll do is just do a nice even coat over all of the bases. All right, and once we've given that a little bit of time to dry, we're going to go ahead and take our white paint, or in this case white ink, and we're going to spray a little bit more on top. I'm focusing in the bigger areas. It doesn't need to be completely uniform. Again, the whole theme with this is everything is a little inconsistent and varies, so it's okay to not have it completely uniform all over. All right, and once you give that a little bit of time to dry, we're going to go ahead and in this case remove the magnets, and then we will see our bases. Now these ones were still a little bit wet, so I had a little bit of the fabric sticking to it. So from here, what I do is I spray a couple coats of gloss varnish, and then I will also go in with a thin brush and some black paint to paint between the tiles, and that'll help separate it and make it look like there's grout in between the marble tiles. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below, and also take a look at my Instagram. I will have that link down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.